start on the play. Hello, and welcome. Welcome on into the Swear Word. I am your host, Brandon Swear. And hey, this is a podcast for the chilihead community, by the chilihead community. Regardless of your spice tolerance, this is the place for you. Man, we have an amazing episode here tonight. It's just going to be an absolute blast. We have two sauces on deck for Hot or Not, as well as an amazing guest and a very fun fan favorite game planned. So episode 49 starts now. All right. Hey, welcome on in. Welcome, Swear Nation. Glad to have everyone here. If this is your first time checking out the show, glad to have you here. This is a place that you can catch us live every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 Central, and we'll discuss everything from the world of hot. But we have amazing sauces back on deck for Hot or Not tonight. These are from Maletta's hot sauce, so can't wait to dive into those. We have a epic guest here tonight. We are going to be talking to Brian Ambs tonight on the show. It's going to be a blast. Make sure you fire off your questions in the chat, get those rolling, and we'll get those asked, as well as, hey, we have brought back Sauce Gauntlet. This is episode 6 of Sauce Gauntlet. So, hey, you know the drill. You can be a part of the game too and have some fun. But, hey, let's go ahead and jump on over to Hot or Not. All right, welcome in, Hot or Not. You are just checking in, episode 49, and we have on deck Maletta's hot sauce, and so very specifically, we have the Serrano Ginger Garlic as the first sauce that we're going to review. So let's go ahead and talk about it. It does have a perforation pull tab. I'll go ahead and pull that there for everyone to see. Nice little walk-off, easy open, good to go. Loving the color on this sauce. It's a dark, deep green. It's about a nice medium consistency. And we're going to jump on in. It is a 2024 Scoville winner. So we're going to find a treat, I'm sure. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah. The aroma on this thing is phenomenal. It's got a fresh pepper overall aroma, but with a nice little twang coming from, all I can tell is that definite garlic smell coming through. But let's go ahead and see how this thing pours. Nice, healthy, medium consistency. You have some nice hold to this overall sauce. I mean, I got a healthy pour and it's just gripping the spoon, but here we go. Wow. Holy cow. I am salivating like crazy. This flavor is through the roof. Very well executed. The serranos are the first thing that comes through. You have this nice savory touch of sweetness, but nice savory note coming through with that serrano really being the star of the show. A little bit of the vinegar taste, and then straight from there into that garlic and immediately jumping into the ginger. These flavors are just crushing it. They're molding together. They're doing phenomenal. The whole way through, you're getting that great taste. But let's go ahead and hit this now. If you're looking at the chart here, I don't do a 1 to 10 scale. I do a 1 out of 5, and that is out of 5 categories. That is heat, aroma, flavor, versatility, and burn. And yes, if this is the first time checking it out, and for all those that are returning, thank you for bearing with me. I do break down heat different than burn. Heat is that first initial pop. That's that first 10 to 30 seconds. Burn is where it sits, how it sits, and where it lingers, where it migrates, etc. All the fun stuff afterwards. So, aroma-wise, this is phenomenal. Just very softly dancing on the nose with that overall serrano smell. A nice little, just nice little twang to it, if you will. And it definitely tastes a little bit maybe like a fermented sauce, but we'll see. We will dive into the ingredients here in a second. But heat-wise, if you are brand new to eating spicy, man, this is a phenomenal sauce for you to jump on in. It's not going to burn you down, but it's definitely going to be enough to let you know that it's there. So let's get these input here real quick on the overall aroma and flavor. I mean, my taste buds are just salivating like crazy over this flavor here. Let's input that. Versatility-wise. All right. So versatility-wise, I can see myself using this on just about anything, except for I'm not going to gravitate this sauce towards a dessert, but doesn't really lend itself into that, wheelhouse. I'm seeing myself using this a lot on some chicken, some burritos, some tacos, some pork dishes. I mean, I definitely think this is also going to be one that I have to hide from my wife, or she'll eat it all as well. So, this is definitely a very versatile sauce. Burn, you get a little bit of a gum tingle, mouth tingle, tongue tingle, but nothing too crazy, nothing past that, nothing in the back of the throat, nothing back of the mouth, nothing in the back of the throat, nothing in the chest, nothing in the stomach. Overall, phenomenal sauce for anyone that's jumping in, and a true flavor bomb for your chili heads that are really seeking that heat. This is going to be phenomenal. I mean, I will be tossing this into some homemade salad dressings for sure. That's definitely happening. So let's get that input here. All right. And while that's input, I'll go ahead and read off the ingredients. So once again, this is a 2024 winner. The ingredients are for the Serrano Ginger Garlic Hot Sauce, aged serrano peppers, vinegar, honey, and then we have cilantro, sea salt, garlic, and ginger. I mean, very limited ingredients and crushing it with executing it very well. I mean, this sauce just sings and has tons of flavor. I love the body on this sauce because it's fluid enough to pour out of the bottle easy, but it has a nice hold so that as you're putting the, putting it on the food itself, you're able to have that hold, keep it on the item that you intended it to be on. So, all right, we good? We'll go ahead and get this one pulled up here and scored. And then we will jump on into smolder. All right, here we go. Heat coming in at 2.85. Aroma coming in at 4.4. Flavor coming in at 4.64. versatility at a 4, and a burn at 2.96 for a total swear word rating of 3.77. There we go. Man, that Serrano ginger garlic is definitely one to grab. I'll have the direct links for that down below, but let's jump on into Smolder. This once again from Maletta's hot sauce. All right, nice little pull tab, clean tear, clean break there. Get a nice shake. Once again, a nice consistency to this sauce, medium consistency, a little bit more flow than, say, the last one from what I can see so far. Oh, wow. All right, smokiness is definitely picking up, but it's not like overbearingly smoky by any stretch. Let's get that one going. Nice pour there. Wow. Okay. Smoky, sweet, savory, and you have a nice little touch right at the end where the pepper kind of comes through and really starts to let you know that it's there. And it is very noticeable too, the applewood taste throughout this sauce. Very well execution on that sauce. Heat-wise, definitely going to be hotter than the first sauce. So if you're just starting out, this would be a nice sauce for you to transition into. And if you're just starting out, you can still use it. Just use it in moderation. Find out where you're comfortable, a little at a time. Get yourself there. If you're a chili head, you're seeking the heat, and you're really just out there trying to find it, this is going to be a nice medium sauce for you. Tons of flavor. Love the depth on this sauce itself. And just, I mean, it's that creamy texture that it's hitting as it comes through with all that savory notes. It does have a nice little kiss to the sweetness, but the sweetness is not overbearing by any stretch. So let's talk about the heat on that one, or let me input the heat on that one since we just talked about it. And we talked about the aroma. Let me get that input. And let's go here with flavor. Okay. And then one on for the versatility, I could actually see, because of the sweet nature and the smokiness to this, I could see myself maybe gravitating a little bit towards like a vanilla ice cream, like a fudgy brownie, like I like to tend to put sauces on in general. I can definitely see it making its way in that realm. But, chicken, I'm going to be slathering this thing on some burgers for sure, on some chicken dishes, some pork dishes, maybe like a skirt steak, taco. I can see like lending itself a lot in that realm. But sandwiches, this thing is for sure going on. Talk about the burn. So the burn is definitely a little bit more than the initial heat. This is another reason why I like to break it out. The initial pop, you get a nice little bit on the tip of the tongue, nice little bit on the gums. But then as that burn really sets in, it starts to migrate more towards the back of the mouth, back of the throat. And it just it does as the name says, it just smolders. It just sits there and just kind of lets that roar keep going. Nothing that really gets in the chest or in the stomach. But all in all, if you are, once again, new to this, use it in moderation, find out where you're comfortable, but this will be a nice segue sauce to continue to build your tolerance. If you're a chili head, this is going to be a nice medium sauce, and definitely one worth grabbing. So let's put the burn input here, and we will get that input. All right. While that is being tallied up, let me go ahead and read off some ingredients here. So for Maletta's Craft Hot Sauce Smolder, this is applewood smoked habaneros, apple juice, distilled vinegar, pineapple juice, and then piloncillo, I'm probably mispronouncing that, water, orange habanero, sea salt, garlic, and chipotle pepper. That sweetness coming from that pineapple juice and that apple juice, like I said, it's not anything overbearing. It is just definitely noticeable. It's a nice little clean, crisp cut in between the flavor transitions. and does a phenomenal job in this sauce carrying that forward. So kudos there. Go ahead and get that pulled back up. And we good to go? We'll go ahead and get this one right off here. So heat coming in at 3.34, aroma at 4.3, flavor coming in at 4.54, versatility at a 4, and burn at a 3.5 for a total swear word rating of 3.93. There we go. Another phenomenal sauce from Maletta's. I'll have the links for Maletta's main website down below, as well as direct links to both of these sauces reviewed. But hey, let's go ahead and jump on over to the interview. Hey, Brian, how's it going?
I'm doing well, man. How are you doing?
Man, I am doing good. Rocking and rolling and getting this party going. This has been definitely a fun whirl. We're getting close to the 1 year marker, and I've just looking back today at all the amazing guests that have been able to come on, and to know that obviously having this chance here to have you within that first year is pretty cool too. So honored to have you here.
It's an honor, man. I need to check out those 2 sauces from Maletta's as well. I've had a few of their sauces, and those sound like some very good ones.
Oh yeah, they're phenomenal. I definitely can see where they're going to be, a commonly fought over sauce in the home between my oldest son, who's 15, and then my wife. We all kind of share the hot sauce. Of course, I tend to get the spicier stuff, but really trying to get my son more into, eating spicier and spicier as he grows. So, yeah. Okay. Well, hey,
Absolutely.
one of the fun things here is really just to be able to keep this whole thing just conversational and as it goes, keep it rolling. But I definitely want to say hi to everyone that's in the chat, having that flying in here, having a fun blast. If I could talk today, that would be great. But hey, if y'all have any questions for Brian, for me, whoever, let's go ahead and fire those off in the chat, and we'll get those pulled up as the show goes. But hey, first and foremost,
Absolutely.
What was your entry into the world of spicy? When did that come to be, and how did that come to be?
Oh, man. I've been asked this question a couple times. So I'm from Buffalo, New York originally. So I would assume that I can never pinpoint what did it for me. But being from Buffalo, the land of chicken wings, I think I grew up on Frank's Red. And I've just always liked spicy food. Like, people like spicy food in Buffalo, but this is in the early 90s when stuff wasn't that hot yet. And so I think I was just raised on that. And I've just always enjoyed spicy food. So I don't know. That was definitely the jumping off point.
Okay. Very cool. Obviously, for all those that don't know, you also skateboard as well. I guess, how is that transition from the skate world and the spice world? How does that play into effect, at least in your life? I guess we'll talk about it in that sense.
Oh, they work interchangeably. So kind of. So the skateboard thing was the first thing that I was doing. And I've been running a skateboard company called Revive Skateboards for 13 years now. And everyone I was around was on YouTube. I'm just surrounded by people that have their own channels and that they're doing their own thing. And I wanted to make a channel at some point, and I was like, what do I like? What do I enjoy? And so I was like, I really enjoy spicy food. And so I made a video. The very first video I ever did was the first year of the Pocky One Chip Challenge. And we took a slice. I got a Carolina Reaper, took a slice of a Reaper, put it on the One Chip Challenge, and I did it with my buddy Andy. And people seemed to enjoy it, so I just kept on doing it and made another video and another video. And I just kind of fell in love with the hot sauce world. And here we are. I don't know. I'm trying to think how long I've been doing it. 7 years now, I think, is about that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, I was gonna say you've covered quite a bit of things just over the span of the time that you've been creating content for spicy food in general. You've got some challenges sprinkled in, obviously a lot of sauces, etc. And then you also are extremely creative with, I've caught a few of your videos where you're actually crafting cooking in your on location, whether that be a dessert or a chicken or you name it. Very, very creative there. But as far as what you're doing with making those dishes, has anything ever really stood out to you as like a time that really seemed more special to you, if you will, in that?
I would love to do more cooking videos. I'm trying to figure out a way that I can keep the entertainment side of it high. So I think one video that I enjoyed the most, it was closer to the beginning of my channel. I would love to go back and watch the video because I hope the production value is okay. But I made a spicy turducken, and so so you got a duck instead of a chicken instead of a turkey, and it got hotter as you went inside of it. I'm trying to think of what the levels were. Probably went like jalapeno, habanero, and reaper probably, and I roasted the whole thing like at my house. I had like 10 people, did the whole thing around like my kitchen table, sliced it, made like a whole event out of it, and we each kind of like worked our way through it. And that was a special one. That was an expensive video to make, but that was a pretty special one. And,
that's awesome.
I remember I lit up a lot of people that were not necessarily ready for it. Over the years, it gets harder and harder for people to do videos with me because I've accidentally destroyed a lot of people when I don't really mean to. A lot of the people that are around me aren't necessarily big chili heads, and they film a lot of videos with me out of the kindness of their heart, and I have wrecked people on accident multiple times.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. I was actually talking about this with somebody the other day as well. It's like just they were talking about like, I can't believe you eat all these things, et cetera, et cetera. And next thing you know, I'm like, well, what kind of sauce do you like? What do you eat often, et cetera? Gauging where they're comfortable. And it's like, well, try a little bit of this. Let's see what we think. Next thing you know, they're coughing and they're having a good time, but they're also burning up through the process. So to all those willingly unwilling bystanders that are in Chili Head's lives, salutes out to you on that.
Yeah, I got my buddy Alex, who's on my channel quite regularly nowadays, and I have destroyed him. He doesn't even like spicy food, and I've done some challenges with him, and I've had him cramping so hard, and I feel so bad. And every time it happens, I'll be like, you know what? I'm looking at the challenge, and I'm looking at the ingredients, and I'm like, dude, I think it's gonna be totally chill. I think we got this. It's not gonna be a problem. And an hour later, he's cramping on the floor in my studio, and I'm like, dude, I am so sorry. I did not mean for that to happen. And he says, he's like, I'll never film a video with you ever again, but he keeps coming back. So,
Yep. It's that vicious cycle that gets everyone. It's like, I'm never going to eat that much again. And then, once you're done with it and your brain forgets and you're like, yeah, that wasn't that bad. Let's do this all over again.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, I mean, so speaking of that, having guests on your show, I know that you've had quite a few definitely recent videos where you've played a little bit more of whether that be that spicy or that sour games and trivia type of things where, depending on the outcome, someone's either finding some form of punishment. Those always seem like a blast to have. I assume that's got to be, real fun to continue to bring friends in on the fold with that. But I guess tell us a little bit about kind of the creative process behind that.
So I make 3 videos a week, and I've been doing it for 7 years. And so it's very hard to keep trying to stay relative in the YouTube space and trying to get people to watch the videos. It's very important to try to make creative content so that people are going to be continuing to watch them, because my videos that I do on Sundays are always my hot sauce videos. That's where I do a hot sauce review. And I want to make sure that people are watching these videos because that's how I'm trying to help to do my little part to highlight quality sauces, hopefully, and describe those flavor profiles, get people excited about hot sauce, and help and do my little tiny part to try to grow the hot sauce community. So, but I have to make the whole channel entertaining to make that happen. So I'm constantly coming up with different ways to try to do that, whether it's using different pieces of software that are out there to kind of like figure out what's popular, what's trending in the world, trying to figure out the way that I can put my sort of like twist on it, elaborating on concepts that I've done in the past where I'm like, what if I've done this? Now can I take it to like a little bit more of a different level? That kind of thing. And then also I got to make sure that I staying within YouTube's rules basically, because sometimes if I'm dying too much in a video, then YouTube doesn't like that much and it'll just bury your video, and that's not helpful for anybody. So I have to be kind of choosy with kind of the content that I'm making nowadays, but I try to keep it fresh. I like cooking. I like the sour stuff. I like challenges. I like sauce. I just whatever it kind of takes.
Okay. I mean, you're always crushing it too with everything that you're putting out. So I definitely think you're hitting the mark. Obviously, you're getting tons of engagement there. Along the note of both the hot sauce review side of things / also reflecting on something that we talked about a second ago, where do you feel comfortable sitting at whenever you're looking at sauces or other just spicy items in general, whether that be a dish that you're trying to spice up or et cetera? Is there a certain pepper or level of heat that you like to generally stay around?
So there's a few that like my favorite peppers. Like when it comes to like super hot peppers, I really like the ghost pepper. I think it's a super versatile pepper. Scotch bonnets are probably my favorite pepper. I like sauces that have like a yin yang burn. So generally super hot peppers that go like back in the throat. Sometimes they have some sort of like internal radiating sort of like sunburny kind of thing. And then I love the habanero Scotch bonnets that's like so brutal on the tongue, forefront of the mouth, that kind of thing. So I love sauces and products that play with that sort of like yin yang of burns. I love chocolate peppers. They're very fruity. They got a lot of oil. They seem hotter than they normally are. So I love anything like that. So like chocolate habaneros, chocolate ghosts, those kind of things. Really enjoy those. Trying to think what else. I like the burn from scorpion peppers a lot. I don't like the flavor as much, but the burn's really good. And they generally leave my stomach alone. So I like those a lot. I love the flavor of Reapers, but they wreck my stomach for some reason, and that's super frustrating for me. Like I can immediately tell if there's a Reaper of any like actual quantity in a product because it just goes immediately to my gut, and it's so frustrating to me because I think they taste good.
Yeah.
I'm just super sensitive to them for some reason. So yeah.
Fair enough. That's speaking of kind of like where it attacks and all that fun stuff. We're talking about this often. One of the areas that I struggle the most often with is really one of the places that most people isn't their handicap, if you will, but mouth burns as a whole it doesn't matter how much or how often I eat spicy food. The mouth burn is the one place that just never seems to get to the same tolerance level as the rest of my body. So it's always interesting. It's one of those things that I'll deliberately eat stuff that attacks the mouth more often in hopes that it makes it better, but it never catches up. Absolutely.
I absolutely understand it. Like that's just that like lighter to skin needles, like just so forefront in your face pain. It's like a whole different kind of thing. It's weird, but sometimes I think like habaneros can appear to feel hotter than a lot of peppers that are much hotter than that, just because of the way that it burns.
Yeah.
That comes back to that yin and yang thing I was kind of saying.
Oh, yeah. And there is something definitely beautiful about that because not only do you have that flavor and that overall like trade-off between kind of what's going on, in the mouth, but you also have that trade-off in just really kind of the areas that it's affecting. So it's not, it's nice. You get like oftentimes you'll get something that lingers great in the mouth, and then you'll feel it more in the chest or in the throat, and
Sure.
You're still able to enjoy that overall flavor profile of what's going on. But
Yeah.
oh, the
Yeah, absolutely.
I am curious, knowing that obviously it's no secret whenever you're skateboarding, injuries are bound to happen. Like pain it is inflicted at some point in time. The pain that you have either experienced while skating versus the pain that you've had experienced while eating spicy food. Is there one side of that spectrum that tends to be more memorable, or would you say it's a pretty even wash?
Let me think. I mean, I have definitely been like the worst days of my life have came because of cramping from spicy food, 100%. Um, so I would say the pain, the stomach cramps that you get from eating something really, really hot. There's nothing kind of like that. I cramped for 36 hours one time, and
Oh,
it was absolutely the worst day and a half of my life. Um, but I've also I broke my ankle skateboarding, so that was a significant amount of pain. But I think that like a really, really bad cramp is about as bad as it gets. I can't really think of something more painful when you like those cramps that like literally take you out of your chair, like one
oh
of
yeah.
those. Those are the good ones. And I can't boot anything, so if it goes in my body, it stays with me. I can't do it. I've tried. It won't leave. I can't do it. So I'm gonna be riding it out regardless.
Well, that makes me feel a little bit better because I've said that quite often. There's a good majority of time where it's just like my body will not, it doesn't matter what goes in, will not reject it. There are a few things that I can do to make myself like actually boot, but oftentimes that's like literally plucking a hair from my head and then trying to put it in my mouth, and just the concept of that is so gross to me that I'll get it. I'll make sure it's gone.
I've tried everything. I can't do it, but
Oh, yeah, it's not a great place to be in that situation, but at the same time, I guess it could be worse. You could be like instant boot on just about everything, right? There's the other end to that spectrum, and always get a little bit more messy on that end. But
I mean,
we'll,
I think I'd prefer that.
yeah, I mean, unless you're trying to deliberately get through like a challenge or something, and you just can't even make
Fair,
it, then
fair.
it's problematic.
Yeah.
Hey Jeff, do we have questions flowing through the chat? Tons of questions. All right, we'll grab those, get those teed up, and we'll have some of these rolling in here. All right, so for Michael, he says, I have one question that comes to mind, not spicy food related, but who got you into running and what age did you start?
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know anybody, and I don't really talk about that much. But yeah, I got into ultra running like 5 years ago, and it's like I don't know. There's a big correlation between like I think skateboarding, spicy food, and ultra running. Like they both have like a different level of pain, and I equate when you're in the middle of a race, like so I've got like 100-mile race that I'm doing in 2 weeks,
Wow.
and when yeah, so when you're out there for like a really really long period of time and like you're deprived and you're hallucinating, like wandering through the middle of the woods in the middle of the night, like there's some sort of place that you go that's very similar to like when you're eating something like super hot or you're like battling for a trick. There's just like this level of pain that you get, and then when you make it to the other side, this level of enjoyment and that endorphin rush that you get from like achieving something. Like it's like the same kind of feeling you get when you're coming down from eating something super hot is like finishing a race. So I get the same level of kind of enjoyment from that. But anyways, I got into it about 5 years ago, not too long. It's pretty later in life in my journey. No, it's been more than five. How long? About 7 years ago, I started running, and I do it a lot. Not the best combination, running and super spicy food. I will say that.
Cool, man. No, I wouldn't imagine that it would be, let alone that amount of distance on top of that. That's like, as you were saying that, I had pictured in my mind Forrest Gump when he's just running the nation. Because that's what that sounds like to me. 100 miles is like insane to me. But hey, more power to you. The longest
Thanks,
I've
man.
ever run is 16 miles, and I was like, I don't think I'll ever do that again.
It's not, it's tough. Yeah.
Definitely. All right. So from Matt, casually roasting, what spicy product has gotten you the most anxious to try?
The most anxious. Is this like? Are you saying like the one I'm the scared of the most, or the one I want to try the most? I'm assuming this is like the one that's I'm the most scared of. Yes, maybe.
Yeah, we can roll with that.
I think that's what it is. Let's see here. What's that one that K. John made? That the bubble gum, the bubble trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, that one is. I've got. How many do I have? Vic sent me like 3 of them. I got a bunch of them still. I still have them, but that is one that I'm terrified to take on. I've just seen so many people get so ruined by it, and I've
Yep.
seen the aftermath too many times. So that one's sitting in my studio, and I have not gotten to that one yet. So that one probably has given me some anxiety. Some ones that, like, I think definitely people would get a lot of enjoyment watching me do it, but I don't know when I'm going to get to that one.
Fair enough. Yeah, I see a lot of people struggle to blow those bubbles on that. So that definitely is one that makes sense to be anxious on.
I know.
All right. So from Miguel said, where did you do that wing challenge that had you cramping for over 12 hours? Because he's wanting to go
So
there.
this was again right in the beginning of my like YouTube career. I had no idea what I was doing. So I didn't know like prepping stomach things. Like I didn't know any of that stuff. So this was at Wing King in Las Vegas. They are no longer in business. This was like 6 years ago, maybe. And so I go there and I'm like, all right, I'm just not going to eat anything. I'm like, I got skateboarded all day long, so I got nothing in my stomach. I'm like, I'm not going to eat anything, so that way I can just hammer this challenge, and then I can eat after. So I'll be hungry, so I can just eat this thing. And so the guy said, it's so funny. The guy who owned it, he's actually a really nice guy, and the dude like gets absolutely roasted in the comments of my video. But he said that it's only made with peppers, so there's no like extracts or anything in it. And he says that they're like 6 million Scoville wings, and I'm like, that's not possible.
Yeah.
And the second that I tasted them, they tasted like terrible extract, like that like burnt rubber extract chemical thing. So I think it was plutonium number 9, what he had coated most of them in. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Because that's just like the flavor profile that I was kind of tasting. And so I think it was like his hottest sauce and an unknown amount of plutonium number 9, probably it seemed like a pretty somewhat a good amount of it, just because the strength of the flavor of the extract in it. I think I was supposed to eat 12. I think I got through like 7 or 8 of them. And this was a weird one because I felt like very fluish after I finished, and I didn't start cramping for like 3 hours, which is crazy. And I've never experienced anything like that before. But once the cramp started, it was on and off for every 15 minutes for 36 hours after that.
Man.
I was stuck in a hotel room in Las Vegas, and I was like, and I couldn't. You can't do anything. Like I just gotta get it through my body. Like I can't go to the hospital. I can't. There's nothing you can do about it at that point. Like I'm in full on digesting this mode, you know.
Yep.
And so I gotta ride it out. And so I just sat in a ball on a bathroom floor in Las Vegas for like 36 hours, just riding it out, just sweating and like this like hypothermic shock every time, or like feeling every time that I would do like the cramps would go away because I'm sweating so much during it. But it was a really, really bad time.
Sounds like it. Goodness gracious. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got another one from Matt, casually roasting. What spicy product will you never try, no matter what?
I don't think I have one that I would never try. I mean, there's ones that I prefer to not try, probably. Like I'm not trying to, when Johnny like did the entire bottle of plutonium number 9, like I don't want to do that. Like I mean, I guess you could say like I would never do something like that because I don't want to ever have to deal with a cramp like that because I can't even imagine that. So I would say it would be like something like that. I would say I would never do. But as far as like a product or tasting or something like that, I mean, I'll taste pretty much anything, as long as it's not going to like actually physically hurt me.
Fair enough. That definitely makes Perfect sense. I mean, it's best to know limits and kind of where you're wanting to be versus just absolutely trashing your body just to trash it. So,
Yeah, you know.
looks like we have another question here from Chilipino. Have you noticed any long-term effects of consuming extremely spicy food and hot sauces, good and bad?
Long-term effects. Let's see here. A lot of really good friends and fantastic relationships that I've developed from eating spicy food. So yeah, lots of long-term effects, but they're super good ones.
There we
Um,
go.
I'm, I've had some bad times, cramping and things like that, but that's far and few between. I'm much more happy with the people that I've met in the industry and all the wonderful sauces and people I've gotten to meet. So all good stuff.
Yeah, no, definitely. And, to that note too, it's like, you're so well respected and so known throughout not only the community, but as you're saying, really your focus on trying to keep your channel engaging and entertaining to really branch out to those outside of the community. You're able to help drive in so many new faces. So, once again, thank you so much for everything you're doing as a whole for the chili community, because I mean, you're just crushing it out there. So,
That's very kind of you. But I don't know. I'm just trying to do my little tiny part.
well, definitely doing it. And you got tons of friends and, all kinds of people that look to you for, your advice and just kind of just you. So, and that's the best part is you're able to maintain being true to yourself. And so kudos there. Let's see here. Trying to figure out timing wise. What do you think? Yeah, no, one more. Yeah, I think we got enough time for another question or two. I just didn't want to.
I can be here all night, so you tell me.
Well, one. Okay, we had one more question. Let's get this one pulled up here from Miguel. Said, Brian, who is your all-time favorite skater and why? This is a very good question.
Man, that is such a hard question. God, favorite skateboarder. All right. I'm going to intentionally not pick somebody who rides for one of my companies because that's favoritism. So I'm not going to do that, even though I love everybody who rides for my companies. There's going to be so old skateboarder. He still skates, but he got into an accident and couldn't skate professionally after some time. But his name's John Cardiel. OG skater, was huge in like the late 2000s late 90s, early 2000s. He broke his back in a car accident and wasn't able to skateboard to that level, but his passion and love for skateboarding is just like completely unmatched. And he still rides for the board company that he's been riding for, and they still give him pro boards.
That's awesome.
Absolutely amazing dude. Got the best style, best music choices for his parts, and he's just the best. So, old OG guy, awesome.
I was trying to think as that question came up. I was trying to think through all the skaters that I've seen and the ones that really stick out to me. I can't remember one of the skaters' names off the top of my head, but they called him the Professor. It's the one that did the dark slide.
Ronnie Mullen.
Yes, there we go. I mean, I just used to nerd out watching all of his stuff and going to the skate shops and asking for, any kind of the latest VHSs or DVDs that he had out. And so, man, absolute just legend right there.
He's amazing. Yeah, he's amazing.
Man. But okay, very nice. Skateboarding's super for all those. We talked about this a little bit before, but skateboarding was definitely something that was a part of my teenage years, and just it led me to do a lot of really cool things, but also a lot of really dumb things, thinking that if I just do this, then maybe I'll get noticed, and hurt myself pretty bad. But it's always fun to think. And in hindsight, with the way that kids get involved in things these days, it's a lot better to get involved with skateboarding and hurt yourself doing something than it is to go out and do something that may end up impacting your life for the rest of your life. So definitely trade-offs.
Absolutely.
But all right, let's go ahead and do this. Let's kick on over to Sauce Gauntlet number 6.
I'm excited to see this.
Well, fear not. We will get this one rolling here. Let me grab a swig of this here coffee. All right, here we go. Sauce Gauntlet 6. For all of those that are watching right now, have no clue what this is. And once again, to explain the game, there are 16 sauces on the board. And so I'll lay out the precedents. This means, if you kill off a sauce here tonight, doesn't mean that you hate it, and doesn't mean that you hate the sauce maker. It's just who wins tonight through the game. Oftentimes, in the past, I've pitted. I've had someone on that knowing that they know a lot of the sauce makers that are on there, and it's like just wanted to lay out the groundwork on that. It's not that sauce absolutely sucks. It's just there has to be one clear winner here tonight. So. Everyone that is in the chat playing along, definitely let us know what you would put forward. And Miguel, I got you. Don't worry about it. All right. Sauce number 1. We have the Melinda's. I believe this is, let's get that zoom real quick.
Scorpion.
Oh, the Scorpion. Yep. And then we have... This is the pesto pizza sauce from Irish Spikes.
So I got to move one forward?
Yep. One has to get the move on to the next round, and then the other has to go away forever.
No, the pesto pizza is moving forward all day long. Spike's
there we
awesome.
go.
That sauce is fantastic.
I've heard great things about it. I have yet to try it. It is on the list of things to get and to try out, but I have heard nothing but the best.
That's a great one.
All right, here we go. Up next. There you go, Miguel.
Oh, God.
We got Valentina's Black Label. And then we have Roddy over at Faya. We have the Salsa Verde.
Oh, man. So you guys got a bunch of love for Valentina. I do like that sauce. It's like one of those like Mexican restaurant staples that you kind of grow up with, I've never had the Salsa Verde from Roddy, though. I've never had that. I don't know what to move forward. Is it?
Oh, yeah.
See, I've never had it. So it's like I've clearly had like 5 gallons of Valentina Black Label, but I've never had I got to move Valentina forward, though, because that's the only one I've had.
Fair enough.
I believe you. That would be great.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, that specifically that Salsa Verde is one that anytime it does arrive, my wife will take it and put it on the side of fridge that is hers. So
I fully believe it is absolutely fantastic. I feel super bad for not moving it forward, but I've just never had it.
Hey, no wrong picks here. So let's see what the next two are. All right, this is the Yeehaw Cha. This is a sriracha that is a Texas-style sriracha. And then we have Chocolate Plague from Pucker Butt.
God, you could not pick 2 more different sauces there.
Yep.
It doesn't get any more. I'll move Chocolate Plague forward. That's
all right.
Great sauce.
Yep, basically had a nice sriracha versus a Superhot style sauce, so...
Yeah, it's like polar opposites.
Hey, some people are all about the flavor over the burn. So,
hey, I love srirachas.
Yeah. All right. So this is Mikey V's. This is the sweet ghost pepper.
Dear God.
And then we have what is that? Taco Cat from Hell's Kitchen.
Oh God, they're both of them are so good.
Yep. It hasn't
I'll
even
move
got
Taco
to the
Cat
fun
forward.
stuff yet.
I'll move Taco Cat forward, but that Mikey V sauce is absolutely incredible. I just saw Mikey not too long ago. If he sees this video, I love you, Mikey.
There we go. All right. Off to the other side of the bracket. Let's take a look at that. First one, we have Karma Sauce. That is funkin' hot.
Are you kidding me? You guys can't do this to me.
Yep. And then I always like to sprinkle these in. I like to put either the sauce that someone makes or the sauce that someone's a part of in the mix and see if they take it the whole way. We've had one guest that has taken theirs the whole way through. So.
Oh God. You know what? I'm moving funkin' hot for it. That sauce is fantastic.
It is very good.
It's such a great sauce.
And the pain ensues.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Here we go. So we have Primo Army versus boom. Today's Adventure. This is their newest sauce, or Adventure Sauce is their newest sauce. This is, I'm blanking, Bayou Adventure.
So I haven't had Bayou Adventure yet. So I'm going to have to try it, but I know it's got the Primo in it, so I might as well move Primo Army forward.
There we go. There we go. All right. I'm liking how this is shaking out. Everyone that's playing along, let us know if you would have changed anything. And let's get this next one uncovered. All right. So we have Maletta's. This is their vomit sauce. Very tasty sauce, despite the name. And then we have Torchbearers. This is, which one is this one? The garlic something. Garlic Reaper. Okay.
I haven't had that vomit sauce, so I got to move the Torchbearer sauce forward. Those sauces are super creamy. I'm a fan of Torchbearer stuff.
Yeah, that one in particular, both of those in mind were because of their both being a very nice and creamy sauce. The vomit is a fire roasted banana pepper sauce, by the way. I mean, absolutely a must-have addition on any sandwich. I lather the bottom bread with that sauce.
I believe it. That sounds amazing. Another sauce I got to try. I never had it.
And we have Sam Sauce. We have the Taiga style. And then we have Hellfire. This is cranked.
I love Hellfire sauces, but Sam's my boy, so I'm gonna move that Sam sauce forward.
There we go. There we go. Man. All right. Well, now we're moving to the next part of the bracket. Hope you're feeling good about your picks so far, but now it's about to get a lot harder. All right.
Spike still moves forward here.
Which one? Spikes?
Spike's moving forward. Sorry,
okay.
Valentina.
There we go. Miguel, you made it to the next round, but you did not continue. It's okay. And now on to the next. We have Chocolate Plague versus, I believe this is Taco Cat.
I will say that Chocolate Plague is probably one of the better ultra hot sauces, but Taco Cat is an unbelievable sauce. So I'm going to go forward with Taco Cat.
All right. Fair enough. Taco Cat it is. Now, back on over to the other side. We have Sam Sauce. We have the Taiga style versus Torchbearer's Garlic Reaper.
I'm moving Sam Sauce forward. That Garlic Reaper is good, but that Sam Sauce is fantastic.
Oh, yeah. That is a must if you're eating any kind of Asian dish. That just absolutely dominates. All right. Karma Sauce, the Funkin' Hot versus Primo Army.
Oh, dude. This is the hardest one I've come to yet.
The battle is real.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I'm going to go with the Primo Army.
Very solid sauce. Both of them are phenomenal, but definitely an amazing, marriage of flavor and heat in one sauce. It just, does the trick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, down to the final four. Here we go. Looks like we got Sam in the house. Says he's on dad duty. There we go. All right.
God.
So we have the pizza pesto versus taco cat. And then we have Primo Army versus Taiga style.
All right, which side am I doing first?
Wherever you want to go. We can start with
right.
taco cat and pesto, or we can do the Primo Army and Taiga style.
All right, I'm gonna move Spike forward. So
All right.
That pesto.
There we go. Pesto is in the final.
And then Sam Sauce will be in the final too.
There we go. A nice battle of just absolute flavor bomb sauces right here.
These are
right
both flavor guys here. I don't know what to pick here. These are both like really, really, really good sauces. Man.
This is definitely a tough battle right here. I guess it really kind of comes down to the mood and the food on which one's going to win at this point.
So, okay, this is how I'm picking it. So, I'm going to go with the sauce that when I opened the bottle for the first time, I went through it the fastest. Even though I absolutely love both of these sauces and they both should be winners, I'm going to go with Taiga style Sam Sauce.
There we go. Sam Sauce.
And that's not because he nominated me to do it. That's legit the way I would have done it.
Very nice. And yeah, and this is why I definitely preface before the game even starts. No disrespect to any sauce that gets cut. There just has to be a clear winner tonight.
Absolutely not. Every sauce that's on here, I think is fantastic. Outside of like the two sauces that I haven't tried before, so I don't know. But everything else on here is like legitimately, absolutely delicious sauces.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, there we go. A pretty fun game. What did you think of it?
Oh, I love that. Absolutely. I can do that all day long. We need a bigger bracket. Do more.
Yep. Oh, yeah. That is something that I've thought and kicked around of having a best of bracket. So that might have to make an appearance here soon. We'll see.
Yeah, you could do like different styles, like style brackets, and then like pit all the winners of different styles together. You could do challenges. You could do peppers on there. You could do all kinds of different stuff.
Yep. We've done, I think we did the pepper one, right? We did, I think, episode 4 of Sauce Gauntlet. I ended up doing a pepper gauntlet.
Was it just people's favorite pepper, or were you guys like talking about heat, flavor?
It was, was the pepper gauntlet with, I'm wanting to say the pepper gauntlet was either with Johnny. No, Johnny had sauces. I think the pepper gauntlet was with Jacob Deathridge, I think was the pepper gauntlet. And it was, a grower's edition, if you will, like which one did he prefer? So he had other criteria. And that was the whole idea was like, which ones work best for you, which tend to give you the best yields, et cetera, most use case, and kind of have it break down that way.
What's your favorite pepper?
Mine, I have a nice 3-way tie. So mine's the Primo, anything from the Mama line, but the silent winner for me, and that I'll always gravitate towards, is if there's a brain strain of any variety, I am all about the brain strain pepper. I love the heat. I love the flavor. It's just it's that nice level of heat for me where I could just eat a few of them at a time, no problem, and enjoy it the whole time.
Nice. I think I have to nominate somebody to be on the show, and you're going to love who I have to nominate then, because they work with brain strains quite a bit.
Okay. I'm excited for that then. Definitely excited for that. But okay. Well, then what we'll do here is we'll start with the nugget of knowledge. This is something that for you in particular, it'd be geared towards an individual that is wanting to get into the idea of content creation. What would be your bit of advice that you would give them as like a don't step in that pothole that, you can avoid?
I would try to, when you're starting, don't look at what other people are doing and just do what is true to your personality. So make the content that you want to be making absolutely 100%. I mean, if you have like an established career or something like that, you can kind of be self-aware of what other people are doing, just so you make sure that you're not like, biting somebody's style or ripping people off and things like that. Being aware of like just where the whole like space that you're in is, that kind of thing. But like, just be yourself. Try to make good, entertaining content. I think that production value is important nowadays. So, if someone's going to watch your stuff on social media, make sure that it makes sense to the viewer. If you're looking at sauces, make sure it's in focus and your audio is nice, and just do the best that you can to the ability that you have. And be yourself, do your thing. Don't look around. Don't look what other people are doing, and then collaborate too. So find people that are doing something similar to you and work together, because everybody grows together. It's not a contest of who can be the best. It works the best when everybody is working together, and then everybody grows together. And as soon as you understand that, then you can continue to do that.
Absolutely. Very well said. Solid advice right there. And all right, so here's your chance to now put someone on the hot seat. And for anyone that's listening or watching, this is a time where you'll be able to nominate that person who you think would be the best to have as a guest on the show.
So I'm going to go with the sauce maker. And so I really like the culinary aspect of sauces. So people that are kind of like pushing the boundaries of sauce. And this person, you're never going to see, like, you're not going to see like mango habanero hot sauce. Like, you're not going to see like the ghost pepper sauce from this person. So I would love to see Drew from Hertberry Farm, Canadian.
Okay. Drew.
And he uses lots of brain strains all the time. That's one of his like go-tos. So I think you guys could really dive into it. But he is. I'm sure you had Hertberry sauces before, right?
I actually have not. I see them often, and I've actually never had the chance to try one. So this will be real fun.
Used to be Drew's Chili Company way back in the day, and then he rebranded to become Hertberry Farm. But just very culinary forward, very complex sauces. Uses lots of peppers. All the sauces are normally very pepper forward, very hot sauces, very complex. I think you'd like it because I know that you like to talk about like the way that sauces burn and things like that, especially with the way that you've done your rating. And so I think you're going to really jive with him. So you need to get his sauces, you need to review them, and you need to talk to him.
Sounds good. Hey, Drew, I'll be reaching out to you and setting up a time to have you on the show. And now is where you can let everyone know where they can find you, how they can find you. This really benefits those that are on Apple Podcasts, just listening to the audio-only version.
Sure. I'm Brian. I'm a YouTuber, so you can find me most on YouTube. I review hot sauces. I do the occasional challenge 5 to 10 times a year, but I like all the spicy, sour, fun stuff on YouTube. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok, and everything's at my name, so at Brian Ambs. That's AMBS. But I'm everywhere. I try to be as much as I can be.
There we go. Hey, Brian, it has been a blast having you on here. The hour has flown by. I mean, there's still so much more that we can dive into. Definitely looking forward to having you back on if you're open to that, and finding time to just really dive in deeper and just enjoy ourselves. So thank you so much for being here.
Dude, I would do this. I'd do this every Tuesday if you'd have me. So whenever we can do it again, I'll talk about spicy stuff and sauce all day long. So it'd be my pleasure.
Well, thank you. It's an honor. And thank you once again for being here.
Yep, absolutely. Likewise. It was awesome.
All right. Hey, episode 49. Man, this has been a blast. If you are, if you were digging those sauces that we had on Hot or Not tonight, I know I was. I highly recommend checking those out. I'll have the links for that directly down below, so you can, get those specifically, as well as go straight to Maletta's main website and see their full catalog. They have some phenomenal sauces that I've reviewed before as well, and much more that I've yet to get into. So Highly recommend checking out those. Want to say thank you again, Brian, so much for being on the show. It was a blast. I know the chat was having a lot of fun. I am so thankful for everyone that's been a part of the chat, sharing the podcast with others, getting the word out there. And hey, that is our main focus, is to continue to grow right here on YouTube, get in front of more like-minded chili heads, and have fun doing it, really. So can't do that without y'all. Thank y'all so much. And for all those that are listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, thank you so much for being a part of that. And if you ever want to catch us live and playing along in the chat and with the games, definitely head on over to YouTube and check us out there. So, hey, man, if you're looking to grow your brand, start your brand, you hit a bump in the road and you're trying to figure things out, highly recommend checking out podvision.io for all your needs. And just get on track. And, if you're looking to find a way to get in contact with Podvision, you can just reach out to me and I'll definitely get you connected. So, man, episode 49, we are nearing the year marker. I'm excited for it. Got some great things planned and looking forward to not only the end of this year, but the upcoming year, because, man, bigger and better things are also on the horizon, and I'm excited. So, hey, I'm Brandon Swear, and from everything from the world of hot, this has been The Swear Word.